The time has come. Two Junkions, more than 60 seconds. Here we go. I'm gonna start with Scrap Hook because he was the first one, and he looks pretty good. His head sculpt is pretty nice. Love the eye patch he has on there, and the facial head, while not being picked out, it's still pretty nice. The beard is pretty good. Love the options you get with accessorizing him. Like you can put these in his hands or in his shins, so he can look a bit more like a melee bruiser. And I really like that. I also really like how he's got the hook there. And that may have been a small joke, because if he punches someone like that, it's probably going to be a right hook. Anyway, the shield on the side is also pretty nice, and the pipes up here are pretty good, because you can have them like that, you can spin them around, or you can have them in different configurations, such as this, or even this. I quite like this one, because it means it's less parts forming for the vehicle mode. But we'll just keep it like this for now, because that will make things a whole lot easier. Now, the transformation is pretty nice. First of all, you want to get rid of the accessories, take all his accessories off. This is really hard to do with one hand, so you're going to have to bear with me. Oh, you fell over. Alright. All the accessories come off. You could probably leave the hook on there, but I'm going to take it off just for the sake of being easier. Now, could I... Right, just moving to a lower angle. Anyway, so what you want to do first is straighten everything out. Other than removing the accessories, straighten everything out. Then peg his legs together and make sure the feet also peg together, because that might not happen too well. Anyway, then you fold that down, and now you can come up here, spin this, open this up, open the arms up, and maybe fold that down. Then you want to take the head, fold it back, then fold everything up. You might want to move these up here to get them out of the way. Then you fold everything up. Oh, you want to fold this down first, then fold that in. Then you fold that in, like that, and then move these back. You want to get them situated sort of like that. Take the forearms, rotate the wrists so that they're facing up. Rotate the forearm, rotate the wrist, fold these in, and now you peg them together, and you want to sort out any of that. Oh, that's come undone. Let me just peg that back in. There we go. Now, oh, hold on one second. Just had to sort that out off camera. It was being a bit annoying. Anyway, then you want to peg all that in, and now we can accessorize. You want to stick that there. The pipes go on the sides, and the hook on the back, and there you go. Now the truck mode looks really nice. I do quite like the sort of junk patched together feel you get going here, because the bits riveted onto the side, you get all the scratches, and the Mad Max aesthetic is very nice. Love how the guns end up becoming the engine. That's really cool. And I mean, you can also pop them out if you want to get a different look. You want to go for that sort of look, you can totally just pop them out and do that. Now, the back here, love how they had a designated spot for the pipes in alt mode so that it looked a bit better. And all this stuff back here is pretty good, pretty clean as well. Not much below him. He can roll, as rolling things should. I'm gonna have to cut that out. Yeah, he's pretty good. Do quite like him. Now, Crash Bar, release next. Like him more. He's got a few limitations that we'll get into later, but for a figure, he's pretty good. Now, head sculpt. He's got the sort of red glasses and the facial head inspired by one of the designers. I want to say it was Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. The cannons look pretty good. The chest detail with the headlights and the Autobot symbol and the everything else there looks pretty good. Big fan of that. The spikes on the shoulders are pretty cool. The back is pretty clean, aside from the pipes, but there's also some extra detail there, which is pretty nice. The legs, like how they are asymmetrical, one becomes the front of the bike and the other becomes the back, and also one of them houses the secret weapon, which is his shield, which I like a lot. And I also like how it can spin. Pretty good. Big fan of that. Big fan of Crash Bar in general. Articulation is fantastic. His posing is great. Highly recommend just on the robot mode alone. If you want to display it, go ahead. He looks fantastic and he poses really well. Anyway, now to transformation. Once again, going to switch to the lower angle for the transformation. So to start, you want to take the shield, put it back into wheel configuration and stick it back here. The 5mm peg goes in this side, by the way, just for anyone who needs to know that. The other side is the screw side, so that goes there. And then you take all the other accessories off. There's no transformer that you can transform with all of the accessories on. Remember that. Anyway, now we want to get to the actual transformation. First of all, bring these down. You might want to actually bring these out first and then swing that down. Make sure it doesn't swing to the side, but you want to bring these down. Then back to the top, you want to put his head down, straighten out the arms, and then rotate the wrists and fold it up so that the wrist sort of holds on to the spike. Same thing on the other side. Then you want to swing these back, and you want to twist them a little bit so that they peg in properly, because this hinge is on an angle. And then you want to swing it so that the front of the bike is on the side that the arms are on. Then you want to rotate these out this side, collapse it in on the joints in there. You want to make sure that all of this is as far in as it will go, and then this is out. This side, you want to do the same thing, but this time there's some bits that will peg into the arms. Now at this part you won't want to pull the arms out, because especially on my copy there's a bit of a thing where the arms like to angle in, but eventually it should peg in like that. Then you bring all this down. You might want to make sure that doesn't go down, and then you want to add the accessories. The guns become like saddlebags on the side. There's the other one. And these, the pipes, peg in to the hands and then into the little section there. There you go. And then this side also pegs in. And there you have Crash Bar. Now, I really like bike transformers. I think there should be more of them. I will always be an advocate for this. Anyway, this front bit kind of annoys me because it'll just like turn randomly. I think it's meant to peg in to the like suspension here, but for some reason it doesn't like to do that on my copy. Anyway, he looks pretty good. I do really enjoy this alt mode. The fire detail, absolutely stunning. Love it. All the spikes in the front make it look incredibly menacing, and like if this was coming at me, I would definitely be running in the opposite direction. The sides are pretty clean for what they are. The arms are definitely just there, and the chest can still be seen there, and of course the head is just in the bottom, but no one looks there anyway. So the other side is pretty much the same, but a bit more filled out. There's a bit more like to it. There's not as many screws in that. And also, there's this slot here. I will get to what that is in a second. But first, he rolls. Very nice. He also stands up by himself, as you have seen. Now, how do these two figures do the weaponizer thing? Because they do the weaponizer thing. Well, to do that, first, I need to get to a lower angle. So, first, keep Crash Bar just how he is. Take the front of Scraphook, remove it, split down the middle, and then you want to take the one, there's a hole on the inside of there, peg on the outside of there, peg it in, and that tab, the tab on the inside of that, I'm going to show that off again, tab there should go straight into that slot, peg it in, and now you have sidecar mode. But if you want to go even further, you can take the other one, peg it into the other side. It's not as secure, and it will wobble about, but trike mode. Pretty good. I like the fact that you can now weaponize alt modes. And now, there's also a way that you can do a similar thing with Scraphook as the base. So to start, you want to put one at the front of Scraphook in, and you want to take off one of the back. take off one of his arms. Now, if you put all that back, you can take crash bar, take the sides off, and then remove the legs. You want to extend them out again, and then remove them. This one, the back of the bike, will peg into the back of the truck. The front of the bike, you have to push that in, but it will peg into the front of the truck. And then you want to push them out as far as they'll go, and you have whatever that is. This one I'm less proud of. I don't know what they were thinking with this. I assume it looks better if you have two, and then you can just like do it on both sides. But I only got the one. Can't wait for Road Pig later this year. That's going to be how I get my second one. Anyway, we can also do this with the robot modes. So here they are. Now, small disclaimer if you want to buy Crash Bar. He doesn't do the weaponizing thing in robot mode quite as well as Scraphook does. He definitely can do it. It's possible, but not officially. Officially, he's just for vehicle mode stuff. However, you can put Scraphook onto Crash Bar, as I will show here. You want to start by removing the accessories from Crash Bar. Sadly, they won't really be able to stay on. I'll show a way to do it, but you know, we'll get there. Firstly, you want to take all of Scraphook's accessories off as well. I'm going to just put them all on the same side for making this easier. And that includes the leg guns as well, the shin guns even. Now, what you want to do first is separate the arms, and you want to get these straightened out. Then you take your bot, and these peg in at the bottom. And he gets platform shoes, I suppose. He does not like to stand with these on. That's a big thing, because these are on so many hinges, it makes it a bit difficult for things to stand. But you can get them to stand. I'm just going to leave that. Anyway, so now you want to take the legs off, and you can have them sat there like 'tis but a scratch. Anyway, now you want to take the legs, push them up like you're going into vehicle mode, but now peg them into the shoulders. This doesn't affect stability, but what does affect stability is these, which is why usually I like to rotate them so they're facing outwards, so that the pegs are facing down, so that they don't just like swing out to the side randomly. Right, so now we're here. You want to take the pipes. These will peg on to these ports here, and you get this sort of look. Now the wheel shield pegs on as a shield. Who would have guessed? This part, the hook, pegs on as a weapon there. I would have preferred it to peg in the arms, but we're going officially here. And the shin guns become side of the leg guns. Now I said I was going to show you a way to put these on, and I'm a man of my word. What I want to do is, first of all, rotate to the back, and the pipes can go on in the normal way, but for the combined mode, I prefer to put them on in sort of this shape, so they can be seen a bit better from the front. And the cannons, well, the cannons can go in a variety of places, but I quite like to put them behind these bits and sort of swing them out a bit, just to sort of beef that up a bit. And you end up with this. And I think this is pretty good. It can barely stand, but I don't display them like this, so I think I'll be fine. It has just about the same articulation as Crash Bar. These are a bit more limited now, but usually they are. Anyway, that is just about all I have to say about these folks. Highly recommend them. The torsos do nothing in the combination, so you're just gonna get them to chill off to the side. I managed to make it a bit humorous for myself by just having them kind of look up Like, come on, couldn't you have saved at least a leg or something? But you know, it's pretty nice. I enjoy it. These two, 7 out of 10, solid, maybe 8. But that's separate. Like an 8 out of 10 separate. Together, you have multiple Junkions. They're fantastic. I could not like them anymore. 10 out of 10.